Andrew Murphy, everybody.
Thank you so much. Give it up for Chris Castles. A gentleman and a scholar. It's good to be here. I like that he introduced me as a good writer only, right? Now you guys are just like, all right, but can he talk? Let's find out. Let's see what happens. I'm trying to get better at drinking. That's a goal of mine. Over the next year, I'd like to become really good at drinking. I'm not good at it. I went to a bar with a friend of mine recently. He offered me an Irish car bomb. I had to turn him down, right? Because, like, what's the one rule of drinking we all know? It's beer before liquor, never been sicker. Liquor before beer, everything clear. Beer during liquor, shit on some stairs, forget how to rhyme. Jägermeister kill a guy. It's a long story. I don't have time to get into it right now. I was reading this interview with Tom Brady recently. This interview came out a day before the most recent Super Bowl where the Patriots won. And in the interview, they asked him, Tom, why do you want to win the Super Bowl this year? And he said, I'd like to win this one for my mom, which is really sweet. But then I thought about it more. What kind of a monster is Tom Brady's mom that 4 Super Bowls, still not enough to win her approval? What a sad existence that is for Tom Brady. He's just coming home every couple of years like, there's another ring for you, Ma. She's like, that's interesting. Last time I checked, I had 5 fingers. So, pinky's getting cold. That's all I'm saying. Get back on the field, hot shot. She's a monster, Tom Brady's mom. I quit smoking recently. That was, thank you. If you're trying to quit smoking, I encourage it. You'll feel a lot better. If you like smoking, I did too. It's fucking great. I miss it every day. Just do whatever you want. Live your life. How about that? I saw this anti-smoking commercial recently. It's been a long time since I've seen one of those, so I checked it out. Let me give you the rundown of this commercial. It was crazy, okay? It starts out, there's a teenager in her room. She's about to smoke her first cigarette. All of a sudden, this magical orb, like from the future, opens up, and her from the future steps out. She's just like, hey, it's me from the future. Put down the cigarette, okay? It's bad for you. And she leaves. Teenager's like, whatever. She starts to smoke it again. The orb opens up a second time. Now it's her from even farther in the future, right? She's like, hey, you should have listened the first time. Put down the cigarette. It's bad for you. She leaves. Still not convincing the teen. She starts to smoke it again. Finally, her from like 50 years shows up. She's like, hey, it's too late. I have lung cancer. Yeah. And then they cut to the slogan for the commercial, which is smoking, because nobody should have to go back in time. Yeah, it was like an anti-time travel commercial the whole time. That was their angle. It's like, how about nobody wants to die? They're like, nah, time travel's worse. I don't know if you've ever had to do that. I want to make my own version of that commercial where it's me in my room as a teenager about to smoke weed for the first time. All of a sudden, I show up from the future. Just like, hey, put the weed down and study, okay? You want a good job, right? That's what I thought. Matter of fact, let me see it, please. Yeah, let me see it. All of it, please. All of the weed. I know all the spots. All right, I got to go to work. Bye. All of a sudden, me from even farther in the future shows up, out of breath. It's just like, hey, did me from your future but my past show up and steal all your weed? Fuck! Just cuts to the slogan, time travel, you decide. You know, it's just kind of it's not really a yes or no, it just raises a lot of questions. That's what I like. Good to be in Austin, where I live. It is good to be here again. It's getting a little repetitive. Any straight dudes in the audience tonight? Any straight dudes? There's always one. There's always one. That's what I love about this city, you know? It's a rich tapestry of people. My favorite straight guy move is anytime I see an attractive woman in the distance, another straight dude will beeline towards me uninvited and then explain in vivid detail what he would do to that woman if a sexual situation were to come up at some point, right? That he just goes into vivid detail, which is super helpful for me because I'm always standing there. I'm just like, wow, she's really hot. I wonder how my supervisor Kevin would hit that. What would be his opening move? Hope I don't have to ask him. Hope he just walks up and tells me, Kevin, there he is. Read my mind. That's why this is the best GameStop. We are hiring. Kevin got fired, so just keep that in mind. If you're looking for an upper management position. I used to work at a meat market with only straight dudes. I was talking to this one guy one day. We were getting to know each other, right? We were just having a conversation. He's like, how old are you? I was like, I'm 25. He said, oh, 25, huh? When I was your age, I was knee deep in pussy. Gross, right? Ow. He just said knee deep in pussy like that's an expression people use on the reg. I've never heard it, right? I don't care for it, I'll be honest with you. I don't like any of its iterations either. I don't care if it's knee deep, neck deep, elbow deep. You know what? If it's a limb, get it out of there, all right? Basic rule of thumb. Thumbs too, out of the pussy. I'm running for mayor and that's my only platform. Please, keep an eye on the polls. One of my favorite things to do in Austin, I like to go to the Alamo Draft House to watch a cinema film, is what I like to call them. I like to watch movies at the Alamo Draft House. It's a fun place. You can order food and alcohol while you're there. And they're really strict on movie talkers. That's my favorite thing about them. Like I went this one time and the couple next to me would not stop talking the entire show. So I was finally like, you know what? I'm not gonna be a coward. I'm gonna confront these people. And so I mustered up all the courage I had, and then I reached for an order card. And I wrote, the people next to me won't stop talking. Please don't make it obvious that I told you. And a Coke, so this isn't weird. And I just put it up there. Yeah, that's what I did. A lesser man would have said something. I wrote it down for a 17-year-old to handle 10 minutes later. That was my approach. Very disappointing results. All that happened, like 10 minutes later, a server walked up. He was like, hey, sorry to bug you folks. Someone in this area raised a complaint about some talking. So I just want to let you know. I distinctly remember this hand gesture. This didn't fare well for me as one of the culprits, right? That narrows it down. He could have been like, hey, someone in this area said something. That's great. That means, hey, maybe there's people in the ceilings, right? Underground. It's a tight-knit operation. This narrowed it down to either me or it was an inside job from someone in that relationship. Like, person next to me won't stop talking every morning, noon, and night. Can you fix that? It's a baller move. I'm wearing a nice shirt right now. I'm poor, though. Don't let that fool you. Very poor. Okay. Let me ask you guys this. Anyone in here ever sleep for an entire day? Because it's all you can afford to do. You ever do that? You ever just cancel a Sunday due to insufficient funds? You're like, well, guess I'll just chug some NyQuil, see if I have money in my nightmares. I don't know. Switch it up. Can't get any worse. It's really bad. I can't afford to fix my car. That's a problem. Every time I turn my car on, it sounds like it's mad at me. It's just like, no. No, haha, no. I'm impressed with everyone here, though, because you pulled off a difficult task. You got out of bed and went to a place, and that's the whole thing right there. That is super impressive. Yeah, for real. Like, there's so many reasons not to do that these days. Like, in order for me to go to a party where I don't know a lot of the people there, I have to force myself to listen to Eminem's Lose Yourself in its entirety. Like, before I can even put on pants, that's what it takes. I have to listen to Lose Yourself. This is a very motivational song, right? Gets you pumped up. But go back and listen to it if you haven't heard it in a while. Starts off with one of the worst pep talks in music history. Like, if you haven't heard it, just imagine Eminem is a businessman who's got a big presentation at work, right? And he did not prepare for it at all. So he just thinks up some inspirational shit to see if that works. He's like, psh, what are my quarterly projections? Come on. Look, if you had one shot or one opportunity, rather, to seize everything you ever wanted in one moment, would you do it? Or would you just let it slip? Look, I didn't bring a PowerPoint. I'm sorry. Thought it was Thursday, it's Friday. You ever do that? You guys like pasta? I don't know. Because mom's spaghetti. All right. It's a wash. It's a wash. No, I'm not good at parties. I'm bad at small talk. I'm just not good at it. One thing I've been trying lately is if there's like a lull in conversation, I'll just make up an expression. I'll just coin a phrase that doesn't exist to see if they catch it. Right? They'll be like, how about this weather, huh? It's raining cats and dogs out there. I'll just be like, yeah, Mother Nature, she's a squirter. So you can use that if you want. I mean, that's just an example. It's 30% chance this weekend, that's all I'm saying. I was raised by white people. Any white people in the audience tonight? Let's not cheer, let's not cheer. We lost cheering privileges. We lost cheering privileges, yeah. Just a simple hand raise will be fine. Just a simple vertical hand raise will be good. Just a vertical, don't get on an angle or anything. Just a straight up and down. And try and hide your face, honestly. You should be ashamed of yourself. No, I have like white friends who will just like make fun of like all white people, which includes them. That's very confusing to me, right? They'll just be like, oh, white people are the worst. Just like, yeah, you, that's you, right? That's just a weird thing to say about like an entire group of people, right? Like I do think that some white people are the worst. I work with this one guy, and he was really upset because they do this thing every year. It's called Miss Black UT. It's like a beauty pageant at UT. It's called Miss Black UT. He's like, oh, they can do a Miss Black UT. But if we did a Miss White UT, people would be all upset. I was like, yeah, they would be. But think about it this way. We've done some like evil shit historically. So far, the worst consequence we have to deal with is that we can't hold white-only events. Why can't we just take that sweet plea bargain and like move on with our lives? No, we gotta go full not guilty on this. Really, full not guilty. It's insane. And there's a lot of fine print too. Like you can still hold a white-only event. You just can't be explicit about it. Like there's no law against Mumford & Sons concerts, right? That's why there's just a lot of twee, fiddle, and banjo. You don't want to raise a lot of commotion. It's a very progressive city. That's good. It's good to be progressive, support whatever cause you believe in. There's this thing right now. The company Ben & Jerry's, the ice cream company Ben & Jerry's, they're trying to do a progressive thing right now where in Australia, they're not allowing ice cream shops to give customers 2 scoops of the same flavor on the same cone. And they're doing this as a way to raise awareness for the effort to legalize gay marriage in Australia. Which is all well and good, but in the time it took me just to explain that concept, you could have committed like 3 hate crimes. I'm just saying, you gotta get quicker about this stuff. Like, how's that even supposed to work? On its best day, here's how it works. Some bigot walks into the ice cream store. We've all seen this, right? Some bigot on his way to work gets an ice cream cone. And he comes in, he says, 2 scoops of vanilla, nothing gay, please, right? Then the cashier goes, I'm sorry, we can't let you have 2 scoops of the same flavor on the same cone. And he goes, what? This is an outrage. There's nothing wrong with 2 scoops of the same flavor being on the same cone. And the cashier goes, aha! And at this point, people in line are like, what the fuck is happening right here? You seeing this? Yeah, this is real. The cashier goes, there's nothing wrong with 2 scoops of the same flavor being on the same cone, but 2 people of the same sex can't get married? And the guy goes, you're right, I'm a better person now. And then he leaves and calls his gay son for the first time in 10 years. No, in actuality, he goes, okay, 1 chocolate then. And then he keeps going on throughout his life. Wow, that just died. All right. It's a bad system, is what I'm trying to say. All right, I'm going to leave you on this thing real quick. Thank you so much for having me, by the way. This has been awesome. When I'm not doing stand-up comedy, I actually volunteer for a nonprofit. It's called Laughs for Life. Okay, just a quick rundown. What we do is there's kids with terminal illnesses who sign up for our program. They're aspiring comedians as well. So they have people like me and other comics come in. We help them write jokes, and then we tell those jokes at shows and open mics across the country. Couple people laughing, super inappropriate. But before I go, is it cool if I do one of those jokes for you real quick? Just one? Awesome, all right. This one's new. It's from a little hero named Toby, so... Again, this is really... My cancer is so bad... It's as far as he got, you guys. But hey... Hell of a closer, right? Thank you so much. I'm Andrew Murphy. Have a great night.